Alright, today's video is going to be the video for Alien Covenant, doing the review for Alien Covenant. Let's go ahead and get into this fast, because this movie is kind of a little, the word I'd use is forgettable, I think is my first word. Plot for the movie, I'd give it a 7-8 on plot. For me, hitting with Prometheus in 2012, and then I think this movie came out in 2017, Covenant, I think it's like 2017, 2018, around then. I was kind of expecting a step up from the Alien franchise for it to be a little bit more complex, a little bit more nuanced, and a little bit more like visually like stunning. And this movie kind of delivers on the visual aspect of that. But as far as the plot, they kind of take a step back. They kind of, reel in the world building, reel in, I don't know the perception of Prometheus, but I personally really liked it. And the fact that this movie, I feel like, took a step back as far as the aggressiveness it took, as far as making the the lore of Alien like kind of thorough. I didn't like that they kind of dumbed down this movie from Prometheus. It feels like they took the stage that it was on and just lowered it a little bit. So yeah, 7-8 for plot. Then let's see, for dialogue, it's a 7-5. Dialogue in this movie it's just not very noticeable. It's just not like, it's like, okay, generic action movie, like, and see, the thing is like, the earlier Alien movies, I kind of gave them a pass because of when they came out. This movie came out in 2017. The dialogue's just not noticeable. It's just not very good. I know a lot of people out there would be like, Michael Fassbender as David was excellent, and Michael Fassbender as Walter was excellent. This movie relies on Michael Fassbender way too much. End of the day, I like Michael Fassbender as an actor, and he's definitely the best in this cast, but I just feel like the way they use him in this movie is just not very good. It's just, I don't know, I like the way they use him in Prometheus, and I just felt like they overdid it in this movie. Yeah, so now the acting, that moves into that, kind of spoke on that a lot. The only noticeable acting job is Michael Fassbender. They try and give Danny McBride a pretty sizable role in this movie, but it just doesn't land. I don't think, like, I know there's always this like comedian to drama actor pipeline that kind of happens. You see it with like Jim Carrey and shit. Why can't I remember his name? What's bro's name? Robin Williams. Robin Williams. There we go. Robin Williams. You see it with Steve Carell too. Yeah, I'm probably gonna leave that brain freeze in. Anyway, I'm human. Anyway, yeah, so the acting is just, cinematography, 8-2. This movie, just being a movie that came out in 2017, is going to look better just because it's a newer movie, and there's newer techniques, and there's better effects, and when you're doing an action movie of any kind, the older movies are always going to look worse because they didn't have access to the visual effects that you're getting at the current moment, in the movie that's releasing. And Covenant is, outside of Alien Romulus, which I haven't watched yet. I'll probably watch that, in a couple months or something like that. But, I feel like, just every time a newer action movie comes out, it's going to be better than its predecessor, just purely because of just the technology that's available. I will say, I said that, but this movie, I did not give it as high of a ranking as its predecessor. I give it an 8.2 to Prometheus's 8.8. There's 5 years in between. I just feel like I like Prometheus's like style a little bit more. It feels a little bit more realistic and futuristic. This movie feels a little bit more natural and futuristic, which is still fine. I'd take back the comment about this being natural and futuristic. It just feels more natural. It feels more grounded. Yeah, soundtrack of this movie. Soundtrack of this movie is that is not the rating I gave it. That is not the rating I gave it. Soundtrack of this movie is at 8.4. This is the best of the series. Again, it's just about for movies like this, if you're not going to have like an iconic soundtrack, you just need to have one that serves the plot and serves the movie well. And this movie had one that served the movie well. I definitely think it like helped the movie a little bit, because if you like look at these ratings outside of soundtrack, they're really not the best. They're just kind of they're just kind of mid. They did a good job on the visuals and the soundtrack of this movie, which, it really, that just those two categories alone matter a lot for me. All right, so then we're going to go into the bonus categories real quick before we give it its final rating. Immersion, I gave it an 8 flat. That means it didn't take me out of it, but it didn't also take me in it. It just kind of didn't affect me. I felt decently immersed. World building, 8.2. This is a whole point drop from a 9-2 that I gave Prometheus. That's what I was talking about earlier in the video when I said it just feels like they took a step down as far as the stage that this movie I thought was going to be on. I thought it was going to be on that, like, okay, next level sort of thing, and they said, let's make a natural, grounded alien movie, but let's put a character in there that fits the more, complex, nuanced side of the universe, which I thought was a weird combination. Characters, I give it a 7-8. There's a lot of characters, again, like I said, I think in the last video, there's always going to be a lot of characters in the Alien cast, because they have to kill off a certain amount of them, because that's, again, like, the selling point of the movies, is they're, like, horror killer movies, basically. Yeah, I gave it a 7-8. The characters are really not too memorable. Characters, I think they peaked in the Alien series with Prometheus, as far as, like, who I was interested in and who I was invested in the cast. Then with the fights, I give it a 7-6. A lot of this stuff in this movie is like a wild cougar attack, basically. It's like, can I say that? Yeah. Xenomorph attacks. It's an alien movie. I can tell you that there's a xenomorph in it. But yeah, the xenomorphs are definitely a lot more animalistic in this movie and less so, like, humanoid-like. In the first movie, they got, like, arms, and they're like, I'm gonna karate chop this shit out of you. In this movie, it's like, I'm gonna eat your face off. Yeah, so I gave this movie an 8 flat. It's an action movie. It's a movie. That's about what I can get it of. If you like the Alien franchise, this movie's not gonna make you it's not gonna make you cringe at it. It's not gonna make you at it. It's just gonna be like, I was hoping for a little bit more. And I felt like Prometheus delivered on a little bit more, and I felt like the original, with how iconic it was and the time that it came out, I felt like those two movies to me are the only movies that have delivered in this franchise. Every other movie has kind of disappointed me. I feel like there's a lot that they could do with Alien, and they're just kind of doing like the least that they can to get by. And I hope that they do more in the future. I haven't seen Romulus. I hope they just do more. I think I've heard some people talking about it, that it just kind of returns to the simple, like, alien horror. And if that's the case, I'm still cool with that. I liked Prometheus being, like, this grander stage. But yeah, 8 for Alien Covenant. That is going to finish my review of the Alien franchise before Romulus. Yeah, I think, if you just watch the good movies, it's not a bad series. If you watch all the movies, it's I would recommend to anybody looking to do a viewing of the Alien series. I think the crucial movies to watch are probably Alien, Aliens, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant. You can skip Alien 3 and you can skip Alien Resurrections. Yeah. I know some people might disagree with me on that, but that's if I could have done it again, those would have been the movies I would have watched instead of watching all of them. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and peace.